that was a pretty good run. I wonder when I did it. Holy shit! Hey gang, welcome to my video on Verdant Landscape. I was pretty locked in playing this, so I didn't really try and record any of my sessions for content, but I did record all my new bests in progress, so I wanted to, like go through my experience day by day and just give my thoughts and stuff. This format's mostly inspired by my friend Vink. He makes similar content to this, but actually actively for all the list demons that he beats. So if you want more stuff like this, you should probably go to his channel and give it a watch. Without further ado, let's get into the video. But before we start on day 1, we need to go back. So we're really on like day 0. Or like month 0? Year 0? I don't actually know. 2.2 had just came out and I didn't have any projects or anything that I was working on. So I just randomly decided, why don't I do the 44 part in Verdant Landscape? At the time my hardest was Jupiter my favorite, so this was quite a while ago, but I still tried and actually managed to do the part in a couple hours. This is where my interest for the level started. The next time I played the level wasn't for a long time, so we're on like day 0.4 now. It's July 2025 and I was, again, projectless, and wanted to do some random stuff before I left for my trip to Canada in a few days. I decided to start an RDL Extreme Demon Roulette with a specific range to see how far I could get, and I got all the way to 40%, and I rolled Verdant. I decided to actually go through with it, despite being hesitant at first, but with my meetup coming soon, I didn't get it done in time. While I was in Canada, I randomly decided, I wonder how I would do if I played Verdant here on my friend's computer. Maybe I could, just build a bit of consistency, because, it's a hard level, so getting to 40 is gonna take me a while.
What the fuck?
Okay then. I guess I have 40 now. So at this point I was really only missing the end of the dual ship to get 64 in 2 runs, but I wasn't really thinking about that at the time. Now we're getting close to starting the current progress, so bear with me. We're at day 0.9. It's February 2026, and I was bored, so I decided to randomly play through Verdant to see if I still knew what I was doing. I definitely did, since my attempt count for the practice run was 60, and I managed to do a random run in the middle of it as well. So yeah, I knew what I was doing. I decided that I wanted to connect all my runs on the level, so I grinded out learning and doing 63 to 100 for a couple of days, and actually managed to do the run. Yes! The only section at this point I had left was the dual ship, so I just did it in full, and now I have the level in 4 runs. Days 1 through 4 will be covered very quickly, as I didn't really clip anything, so I don't really have anything to show. But on day 1, I mostly focused on relearning the entire level, and I managed to get 38 from 0, 63 to 100, and I did the 44 part again in 1 run. Day 2 was focused on consistency building, not many new runs, but I did get 38 again, and 36 to 72, and I somehow fluked a run from 44 all the way to 90. Days 3 and 4 were just allotted to me doing 44 to 100, and I struggled a lot. Doing that run to 100 the first couple of times is so hard. It genuinely took me so long to gain the capability to put all those parts together, and even in the end of my experience, the run could still take me upwards of 30 minutes sometimes. After struggling for over half a week to do the run, on day 5 I actually did manage to do 44 to 100.
Oh my god.
This was huge for me, as that's honestly a very large chunk of the difficulty in 1 run. This was the day where I actually played from 0 for longer than 5 minutes, and on my first time getting to the drop, I managed to get all the way to the 44 part. Somehow. What the fuck?
Okay. What the fuck?
No?
You just did that?
Yo, what the shit? This was also huge for me, because now I have the level in 2 runs, but somehow it doesn't stop there. I posted my new best, and my friend types, and I quote, "What if 47 is not your best today? ... Eyes emoji." Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? So yeah, day 5 was my pop-off day, where my progress skyrocketed from 3 runs to super 2 runs. It was quite motivating actually, and I didn't know how I did all of that in one day, but I'll take it. Before we move forward, I want to introduce you to a graph. This graph. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. This graph will, honestly, perfectly encapsulates my entire experience with this level. Here's where I currently am on the graph. Unfortunately, if you pay attention, we're closing in on the peak of Mount Stupid. Uh-oh. Day 6 brought a bit more progress. I managed to get one attempt to the 44 part ending at 49, and actually managed to pull off the first 2 drop parts in full for the first time, getting 26 to 76. I took a break from days 7 to 8 and came back on day 9 and did okay. I got 4 attempts to the 44 part, being 47 twice and 50, and that's it. I didn't do anything to 100, it was just that. Day 10 finally brought me a new best from 0 after 5 days, even if it wasn't much more.
New best. Oh my god.
Ooh. No, I panicked. That's why I panicked. Look at that shit. Ugh. I did 44 to 100 again this day as well, so it was actually pretty successful. Things are actually looking to be pretty good. Oh, fuck. Day 11 was my worst session, by far. I mean, it wasn't even close. I have a day-to-day tracker of the runs and stuff that I pulled off every day, and I literally wrote down, and I quote, "Shit aw session, no prog, fuck my life." Which I think indicates pretty well how I was feeling. This was my peak of Mount Stupid, crashing down into the valley of despair. The horrible session paired with the realization that, wow, it's day 11, and I have 9 attempts to 45, and that's it. This isn't even on pace. Now, I never really mentioned a pace, or a time restriction, so I'll cover that real quick. I allotted Verdant Landscape to the month of April, because in May I wanted to do Disconnect for Aeon Air's Memory Challenge, and it's a pretty hard level, so I wanted the entire month to play it. As well as this, I have a meetup that I'm going to be going to at the end of May, so not only do I have to beat Verdant Landscape before May starts, I then have to have enough time to start and finish Disconnect before the tail end of May. And at the time, I thought to myself, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm pretty confident in being able to do this. This session destroyed all of that confidence. Personally, to be transparent, I have a pretty big issue of catastrophizing, where you just have one thing go wrong and you think it's the end of the world, or that you'll never recover. This was a pretty big instance of this, as I immediately thought there was no way I was beating this within the month. My progress and struggle was just too much, and I would have to accept that it wasn't happening. There was just no way. I had a really long talk with my friends about, stress and struggle and how much this all was weighing on me, and it really did help. And I think that, truthfully, if I didn't have this conversation, I wouldn't have even been able to beat the level. This video would not exist if it weren't for that talk. It gave me a perfect mindset shift, completely freeing myself of these arbitrary time constraints, and just understanding that however long it takes me to beat the level is how long it takes. And one thing I think I've gotten better at within the past few months is that I will pick myself back up again. And this time I was not going to be a quitter. I was going to beat this level and no one was stopping me. The only person that could stop me was myself. And I was not letting that happen. This is where I hit my slope of enlightenment. And lucky for me, when I say this graph is accurate, I mean it. I went into day 12 with a fiery passion. I did 54 to 100, which I had never done prior to this, and 44 to 100 again. I also did 26 to 86, which is almost the entire drop in one run. I played from 0 and proceeded to have by far the best session of GD I had ever played.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, this green up's so hard. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, 62, yep, that makes sense. Oh my god. It's the same exact death, I think. Oh my god.
15 total attempts to 45, and 3 of them were past my previous best, getting 2 new ones. I was so close to the blue part. It was only 3 clicks away. I had over 25 deaths to the 44 part without passing it, and I just really wanted to get to 63. And on day 13, I did exactly that.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I was so nervous I didn't even... I held for too little. Holy shit.
77%. I almost flicked the entire section and made it to the last part, and then I died like that. I don't really know how or why I did that, but I wasn't really complaining at the time. No matter how stupid the death was, I did reach my goal. Now that I had gotten this far from 0, I wanted to improve my best run badly, as it was still 44 to 100. And on day 14, I went for that goal and I got it.
No fucking way. Holy shit. Past 36 to 100 run, that's the wrong run. That's not the run I did. I did 26 to 100. Oh my god.
Drop to 100 was the best run for me right now, because I didn't intend to do a bigger run than drop to 100. The level doesn't really have that much difficulty in the pre-drop at all, other than the build-up wave, so doing anything else felt like pretty meaningless, like I can just play from 0. I really didn't stop there either, as I got not one...
What? What is that death? What? What is that?
But 2 new bests. Again.
Okay. Recovery. What the fuck? Nice recovery, man. Jesus Christ. I like just had the stupid fucking 77 death and I immediately did this.
I also got 72, so I got 3 attempts to the blue part in one day.
Whoo! 72. Oh my gosh, okay.
This was a huge breakthrough, as it showed that the 44 part was becoming less and less of an issue. After taking a break on day 15, I came back on day 16 for a shorter session, nothing too crazy, and still managed to pull off a 44 to 100, and I got 68. Not the best session ever, but I only played for about an hour, so 68 is pretty good for that time frame. The 17th was also a really good session. I got another 3 attempts to the blue part.
Damn it. That's disappointing. Oh, 75, dude.
With 1 making it all the way to the last part. On the 18th, I took another break, and I came back on the 19th to immediately trump my day 12 session and have easily my best session of GD ever. It blows the day 12 session out of the water completely. I'll just let the runs speak for themselves.
Ooh, it finally happened. The 36 to 100. It finally happened. Yes. Holy shit. Drop to 100 times 2. Oh, 72. Oh my gosh. Damn. Oh! Mini! I clicked the blue orb so fucking late. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, that was gonna happen eventually. $78. 66. 72 again, damn. Oh, my heart. Oh, my fucking heart. Oh, my God. Jesus fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, my heart, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, 6, 7. Fuck, I had to fucking, Ugh. Jesus Christ, I hit the blorb too late. No, go, come back. What? Come back. I didn't even get to see it.
To be honest, I could have beaten the level this session. I was really playing hard and was so consistent that I managed to get 21 attempts to 45. Out of these, 12 made it to the blue part, and out of those, 4 made it to the last part, with 2 new bests and 3 attempts past my previous best. I couldn't believe how well I did, though I did have the internal feeling that I did wish I beat it, mostly due to my school workload increasing quite a bit at the time, because we're coming up on the end of the semester, so we're getting a lot of final exams and papers. I didn't want to miss my chance to just get it over with and potentially have to take a multiple day hiatus and have to regain any consistency. At this point, I had over 70 deaths past 45, and my consistency was at an all-time high. Surely it had to be done soon, right? After taking day 20 off to focus school, I came back on April 21st. Things started off good. I did 27 to 100 for the 3rd time at this point, and that's a really good run, especially to have 3 times.
Times 3? Okay.
I went from 0 and I had a really strong start.
Fuck! Oh, fuck, dude. 80. Ah. Fuck! Fuck! Damn it. Ah! I knew I was gonna do that eventually. 76. 72. Damn.
And I actually managed to get another new best.
Fuck! I clicked it so early. Damn it!
I was so consistent. My ability to get to the ending multiple times within the first 30 minutes that I had played from 0 at this point was clear that I was at my peak consistency. At this point, it was just waiting for that one lucky attempt to come. And finally, at 5:03 EST on April 21st, 2026, after 81 deaths past 45 and 19,683 attempts, it did.
That's for y'all. That's for y'all. Holy crap. Holy shit. Holy crap. I just beat Verdant Landscape. That's for Rice. That's for AMF. That's for STW. That's for EDS. My fucking god, let's go. Yes. I just beat Verdant Landscape, bitches. What's that? What's that? Woo! Let's go! Oh! Yes, dude!
I did it. I beat the level. I'm so glad to have beaten this and trumped my expectations by over a full week. Now that I've shared all my progress and experience with you, I would like to talk about the level a little bit. For the longest time, I honestly didn't really like Verdant Landscape as a level. It wasn't really my thing, and I just thought it was messy and weird looking. Over the years, it's grew on me a lot, and nowadays I think it's a very cool looking level. It's very old style, where I feel like it's something out of early 2.1, but polished at the same time. It's a style I've come to enjoy, and I think it looks very cool. The gameplay itself is very fun. The base gameplay is super enjoyable and satisfying to play, and even just to watch. The way Nisha made the icon move in the level is just so visually appealing to me, and being able to experience it while playing it is nothing short of amazing. Especially in parts like the duel and the 44 part, they are just so cool to look at. The bouncing in this level is definitely catered towards long attempts rather than a more grindy experience, because the pre-drop is not really hard like at all outside of the build-up wave, and because of that, most of your attempts are gonna last around 20 to 30 seconds. Once you get to the drop, it ramps up a lot. The beginning of the cube duel isn't that bad, but once you get to the ending of it, it becomes so hard. The 36 click in particular was a huge choke point for me, and I died there a bunch from zero. The dual ship following it is, in my opinion, the hardest part of the level. It's easily the hardest dual ship in a level I've played, and its setup based nature made me die a lot to it. Speaking of the duel, let's talk about 2.2 bugs. If you don't already know, 2.2 did a number on quite a few levels, completely altering their physics and made some insanely broken. Verdant is a victim of this, as the drop duel is insanely vertically offset for seemingly no reason. It's a complete dice roll by how much it's offset by, and it's also a dice roll if it even happens at all. So throughout my experience, I just stayed way closer to most spikes and obstacles that I needed to account for the almost inevitable asymmetrical split of my icon. This made the part so much harder than it needed to be, and tightened the gaps of almost every click in the part by a lot. And considering this level hasn't moved up on the demon list ever, especially as a result of 2.2, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up beating levels around this that are above it and call them easier than Verdant, just due to how much harder it feels on 2.2. Moving on, the 44 part outside of the dual ship is definitely the hardest full part. The long strings of setup based timings and hard waves made this an easy run killer, and I died to this part over 50 times from zero alone. Specifically 47 and 56 were super hard, and I died to those percents 17 times from zero. The 63 part at first felt like it would be a break part, like something that's more easy hard than actually difficult, but I quickly realized the more I died there from zero, the more that it's just a hard part. The beginning of the part is not that bad, but once you get to around 69, it ramps up significantly. The end of the ship has a very hard swoop, and the setup into the UFO around 72 is really hard. I died there a bunch from zero in many different ways, just due to the nature of the part. And the whole stretch after up to the ship is quite difficult. The last part, to me, was one of the harder parts of the level, honestly, which may be a hot take, I don't really know. This part as a whole is just really hard to me, and I died there 9 times from zero total. It was really insane getting to this part from zero, especially with how impactful the song is once you get there, but I just kept dying to everything. The last ship is not really something I need to extensively touch on. It's an evil nerve test, right at the end of the level. I'm just glad I didn't die to it. Despite everything, I honestly can't believe I managed to beat this level. It's still weird that I don't have to get up and think about when my next session will be. I know that eventually I'll be doing things consistently much harder than this, but for now, I just want to savor this moment, because I'm content, and I'm happy that I did it. I beat Verdant Landscape. Thanks for watching.